Hello and welcome to IABM TV. So I'm delighted to be joined by Graham Sharp, CEO at Broadcast Pix, and Rudy J, Ellis, CEO at Switchboard Live. We're going to have a discussion about how the two companies are working together. Gentlemen, welcome to IABM TV.
Hi, thanks for inviting us.
Thanks for having me.
So can you tell me a bit about your companies and what you produce?
So I'll kick off. Broadcast Pic's been around since 2002. We produce basically an integrated production tool, including switcher, graphics, everything. One of the strong suits of our product line is its ability to be remote controlled. And that very much has come to the forefront during the crisis that we're all in. People want to remotely control a production engine. Plus, we do streaming and things like that for the output. And that also has become very important recently. So we were a traditional integrated production switcher, graphics, still store, clip store automation, and we're moving to become much more of a streaming company, believe it or not, in the current environment. And that's a good segue into Rudy.
Hey guys, again, thanks for having me. So Switchboard Live, we've been around since 2016, really focusing on making it really easy for content creators, big or small, to be able to take your live content and publish it to all your social destinations, right? So no more having to decide, where am I going to stream my content? Is it Facebook? Is it YouTube? Is it Twitter, Twitch? Is it LinkedIn? With Switchboard, our platform, you're able to leverage you leverage that to be able to stream to all your social destinations at the same time. And the reason why we built this product is we believe when you're streaming a live event, you want to maximize your reach, right? You want to expand your audience. You want to be able to bring in other audiences are 2 or 3 levels deep. And we make it really simple, really easy for that process to happen. So you can create this viral effect around live video.
Okay, so Graham, how did you make the decision to become integration partners?
So through one of our customers, really, actually, we have always had the ability to stream a single stream out of the product. But of course, historically, our focus was always SDI or traditional video. So it was traditional video plus a stream. And then a lot of our customers started streaming, and we've started selling more products into the streaming world. And we were being asked a lot to actually provide multiple destinations. So that's not our area of expertise. We're really video guys with all the whole production tools, particularly around the automation. So rather than us having to write a whole piece of software to allow us to stream to multiple destinations, one of our customers said, hey, you need to talk to these Switchboard guys. That's exactly what they do. So sure enough, we spoke to these guys, and that's how the partnership started.
Okay, so Rudy, what does the partnership enable users to do?
Oh, it's one of our deepest and best partnerships so far. So typically what we do is, because we sit in the middle, right? We integrate with encoders, or we integrate with the platforms. But with the guys at Broadcast Pix, they actually went a step further and brought the functionality of our platform inside of their touch interface. So imagine being able, like Graham said, to be able to really automate your flow, but now be able to start and stop, the live content to all your multiple social destinations, all within your familiar interface. So it's the best of our engine, really being displayed and leveraged inside of their application. So this was actually something that we were really excited about. We actually added some additional functionality just based off the integration, because we saw the bigger picture, right? Being able to make it easy and simple for folks that have their already existing workflows to be able to now, like Graham said, go to 1 or 2 social destinations that really matter to their live content.
Mm-hmm. And so what products are involved from each of you, and how do they work together?
Well, so I've said a few times, I think that historically we really only have one core piece of software, which we then bring out into multiple different product lines, depending on how much hardware acceleration you provide, how much I/O you need. The integrations into the core software, so we can run Switchboard Live pretty much in any of our products, or in all of our products. I mean, it is all of our products, because it's integrated at the core software level. the core engine level. So it doesn't matter whether you're buying an FX or a radio Pix or a streaming Pix or a massive, you know, big hardware panel GX, we can integrate switchboard into that, and you can stream the output not only into, you know, not only can you feed your SDI and your video sources, but you can stream to multiple streaming destinations, all your social media feeds, YouTube, etc., etc.
Okay, so we're in a pretty disruptive time, as we're all well aware. And so why is this partnership particularly relevant now for the industry?
Well, like I say, it was through customer demand, which is always what makes the best partnerships, right? When your customers say, hey, we need to be able to do this. But of course, it's the fact, you know, everyone's working from home, everyone's trying to work remotely, everybody's trying to use the various social media streaming platforms as their platform to hold meetings or get out their marketing materials. So, you know, we only just sort of started shipping streaming Pix. We're only just starting to see the flow, but the requirements came from the customers, and the demand is growing. You know, as people are trying to figure all this out, and they want to produce a slightly better produced show than, say, just using straight Zoom or something. They want to produce it. They're starting to buy our streaming products, and then, of course, they need to get that output to the various destinations. So that's where Rudiger's company and Switchboard come in. So, you know, I think we're in strange times. Clearly, we're in difficult times. People are figuring out how to manage under these circumstances. And we feel this integration is a very useful solution for guys that want to produce more compelling content and get it to multiple destinations.
I think it's definitely important that people can produce content that can stand out from their competitors, if you like, as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to just quickly add, when, you know, with this pandemic and just the inbound, what we've seen, being able to make great recommendations for different types of use cases, because you have all different types of companies now, like Graham said, scrambling to trying to figure out how can they have business continuity, right? How can I take a traditional face-to-face type of conversation, you know, where we're sitting down across the desk, and bring that online and continue to still operate, you know, and obviously increase revenue. And so we had all different types of folks coming in asking, hey, can we use this for, you know, a yoga studio, or, you know, health and wellness, you know, kind of, you know, contest, or not contest, but conversations rather. So it's being able to understand, you know, the requirements, and then saying, hey, based on what you're looking to do, here's a great, you know, partner that we work with, and this should satisfy, you know, what you're looking to achieve. And because we sit in the middle, we get a ton of that type of inbound, just based off of different types of workflows. So yeah, you have to be adaptable, and you have to listen to the needs of the customers and what they're demanding as well.
Okay, so you both mentioned customers there a few times. Who could most benefit from your solutions?
It's unbelievable. I mean, like I said, we've only just started shipping streaming Pix, but we've got inquiries and we've got potential orders from everybody. I like to say from aquariums to zoos, because when I looked at A to Z, when I looked at Broadcast Pix's original user base, sure enough, we had an aquarium, and sure enough, we had a zoo. So we've got everything, and everything in between. Churches, meetings, council meetings, government meetings, education, teachers. It's, to me, you know, we've all launched into this sort of streaming world, and everybody's doing what we're doing now, which is using Zoom or whatever the preferred video conferencing system. But you get a very flat production. What we're pushing with our streaming products and with their integration is a much more compelling production, which becomes important. You know, I've been speaking to quite a lot of teachers lately, and they're really struggling keeping kids engaged, and they're all preparing, you know, for the new school year. No one's sure whether they're going to be remote or back or whatever. But their experience at the end of the last school year was just doing a kind of a flat meeting is really is not engaging or compelling for the students. So everybody's looking for ways of making a sort of a higher quality production. And I think that's where this really fits. So literally it is A to Z, aquariums to zoos.
That's great, Aquarium's disease. So how can people get started, or how can they learn more about this?
Broadcastpix.com. Rudy, your website?
Switchboard.live. Yeah, we definitely welcome you to come and learn and try out our application, and then obviously with Broadcast Pix, really leverage the integration that we have between the two.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any tips for users on getting the most out of this integration?
Well, it's my tip would be publish your content far and wide if that's what you're trying to do. The more places you publish, the more likely you're to be seen. What do you think, Rudy?
I mean, that's our model, right? What we're starting to really see over the last couple of years is just the adoption for people expecting your content to exist, on these different social platforms, and really when I say social, it's you're leveraging your Facebook and YouTube to bring your audience or your customers to whatever call to action you want, right? Maybe it's back to your website, it's to download an app, it's to learn more, it's to sign up, it's to purchase, right? So leverage your audience and really build a transactional audience. I think is really important, and putting the best way to do that is put it where people are already watching the content.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like the partnership's going very well so far. What are your future plans, or do you have any additional projects in the works that you can tell us about?
We haven't really thought about it yet, but I'm sure there will be. I mean, end of last year, we had a kind of defined roadmap for this year. When all this stuff kicked off, we kind of hijacked it and went into streaming. So now our roadmap has been diverted more to things like ease of use. I mean, we were kind of working on that before, but this has really brought a new emphasis on it, because a lot of people that are using this stuff are not video trained engineers. So we're very much focused on how can we simplify complex tasks? How can we make the product literally seamless to install and get using it, so you haven't got to spend a lot of time configuring it and setting it up? And I think certainly with our relationship with these guys, with Switchboard, it's more about, at the moment anyway, being customer driven, because honestly, being very honest, no one could have predicted this coming. We weren't sure what was going to happen. So we're very much in adapting our roadmap to service our clients kind of mode at the moment. But we have a great working relationship with these guys. I'm sure there's going to be more things coming.
Yeah, I echo Graham's comments. The simplicity is definitely what we're looking to do, just because our roadmap too, right? So coming into Q2, and really having to adjust because of the different types of level of experience from streamers, so, we had folks who didn't even know about streaming and wanted to start off, and it's like, well, hey, let's crawl before we start walking, right? And understanding it. But yeah, simplicity is definitely key. And I think the sky's the limit with what we're building, as well as partnership with Broadcast Pix, and really seeing the integration and all the various different product lines, and then being able to bring in some of our new features that into their core infrastructure as well. So super excited. I'm looking forward to the end of this year, and then as we see things progress towards next year as well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Rudy and Graham, thank you very much for joining us today. It was fascinating to talk to you both.
Thanks a lot. I hope everybody stays safe and well.
Likewise. Thanks for having me, Ben, and be safe. Take care.